Give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Ha Rakah Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders which rule Great Millstone Wow. And Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom Wa Abba Ball. This is Micah 4 verse 1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahweh shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow into it. All right, so Israel is going to be established as the superpower of the world. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians which have been scattered throughout the world in slavery. All right. We're going to be established by Yahweh through his son Yahushai, which Yahushai is going to establish King David and the elect as the ruling class of the world. And it's already begun with us coming out on the highways and prophesying of our return in power. All right, Isaiah 13, verse 1, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles, which are the ruling class of the heathen, starting with the so-called white man, which is the devil. It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones, I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. All right. So Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushai is already establishing his kingdom on earth, starting with his prophets that are lifting up the banner of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushai. Isaiah 14 and 1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. So that's going to be the supreme ruling class, is the elect of Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them. So the Israelites that don't know better, they're going to be, in a repentant spirit in these last days because of Jacob's trouble, and they're going to be joined to the house of Israel. It says, and the strangers shall be joined with them. So once again, those strangers are Israelites. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So they're going to cleave to the ways of Israel. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh, which is the Israel, for servants and handmaids. So he's going to bring the Israelites out of captivity and bring us back into our promised land, Israel, and establish us as the superpower of the world. It says, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Jeremiah 30. All right. It says in verse 10, therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. For I am with thee, saith Yahweh, to save thee. And that's why we're receiving this knowledge. It says, though I make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. Because 2/3 in America are going to die a heathen's death because they're rebellious. It says, verse 16, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith Yahweh. because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. All right? Which that was prophesied that would happen. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired, which is the Israelites. Verse 3. Seek ye Yahweh, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of Yahweh's anger, which he's going to give us spiritual power. All right? He's going to gather us at the end, but so that we can endure into the end, he's going to lift the standard. What is it? Isaiah 59:19? It says, So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahweh. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahweh. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, which is prophecy, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed's seed, saith Yahweh, from henceforth and forever. Because the elect men that are alive today are going to be taken to the promised land, and we're going to procreate and bring forth those 2/3 that die in America and actually raise them correctly. All right, Israel will be perfect. No one will sin no more, not in Israel. But the rest of the nations, they're going to be pretty much crushed in slavery. All right, Revelation 13:10. It says, He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So starting with the so-called white man and the other nations, they're going to actually be put in slavery under the Israelites, which the Israelites are going to be the superpower of the world. All right? And we're going to rule with a rod of iron. All right? Psalms 2. It says, verse 6, Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. Yahweh has said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, and thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, and be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve Yahweh with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, so honor Yahweh Shai, and you honor the Father, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. All right, and Yahweh Shai is going to deliver us, starting with King David. All right, he's the head of Israel. He's the king of Israel. All right, and it tells you that he's going to give us our king back. In Jeremiah 30 and verse 9, But they shall serve Yahweh their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. All right, because we all went into slavery, including David. Deuteronomy 28, and it says, and right here, we all went into slavery, including King David. It says in Deuteronomy 28, verse 36, Yahweh shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone, which is the gods of the heathen. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither Yahweh shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it, because we went into slavery. It says in verse 45, Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. But now we're repenting. So now we're going to fall under the blessings. It says in verse 1, And it shall come to pass that if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which he's commanded us to go out and prophesy, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. All right? And that's what's happening right now. We're going to be established as the supreme power because we're doing as the Lord has commanded us. It says that the throne is established by righteousness. Proverbs 16 verse 12, it is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness. And that's why we went into slavery, because we committed wickedness. For the throne is established by righteousness. So, starting with our King David, all right, which he got the torch passed on to him from Elijah, John the Baptist, Abba Bivens, and King Masha was here in Babylon prophesying as an elder of one West. All right? And that's what we're doing. We're repenting. All right? And our righteousness is not of ourselves, but it is of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. Isaiah 54 verse 17, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. So the so-called white man, all right, he was a weapon that was formed against us, and he shall not prosper. And every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh. So King Masha, Elijah, which is Abba Bivens, all right, we're all doing the same thing. We're repenting through Yahushai. Yahushai, since his crucifixion and resurrection, that's the beginning of the last days. So we're in the very end of these last days. All right. We're in the time which is going to be known as Jacob's trouble, which is going to climax when they bring forth that MOTB, the implantable micro CHIP, and make it mandatory for buying and selling. Now in Isaiah 13, it says, in verse 6, Howl ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand, and it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pangs, which that word pangs means messengers of sorrow, and that's what we've been, messengers of sorrow, because we're telling you of the destruction that's going to come with Yahushua. And sorrows, which is the fulfillment of the prophecies, shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. which in America, 2/3 of the Israelites are going to die because they're being deceived by the devil, the so-called white men. And they're going to show their deception by taking that MOTB, the implantable microchip, so that they could buy or sell. All right? Which this is also spoken of in Jeremiah 30. It says in verse 6, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Allah's, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right? It says, for it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him, but they shall serve Yahweh their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. So that's the time we're in. All right? We're repenting, and in repentance, the Lord's going to bless us with power. All right? And this power is spoken of in Micah 4, verse 12. But they know not the thoughts of Yahweh, neither understand they his counsel. For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hoofs brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto Yahweh, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. Now, when you go into this here, the translation comparison, and you go into the NLT, it says, rise up and crush the nations, O Jerusalem, says Yahweh, for I will give you iron horns, which will be able to have spiritual power, and bronze hooves, which we're going to smash these people, so you can trample many nations to pieces. You will present their stolen riches to Yahweh, their wealth to Yahweh of all the earth. All right? And when you go into the interlinear, for that word there, their horn, all right, it says horn, quaran. It says to shine, to send out rays, to display our glow. See, so we're going to have spiritual power. All right? Look, it says, Strong's definition, quaran. It says to push or gore, to shoot out horns, figuratively rays. So we'll be able to shoot beams of light out of our body and devour our enemy, which it's even spoken of in Revelation 11, and it says, verse 3, and I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. Verse 5, and if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devoureth their enemies. And it shall, and if, it says, and if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to end up slaughtering the nations, breaking them into pieces with spiritual power. All right? That's why we don't need a gun. We don't need any physical weapon. We have spiritual power given to us, endowed unto us by Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. Double honors to our apostles and elders, which rule great millstone well, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom. Wa ababa ball. And one more point on the brass hooves, so you can see. It says, Barazal, that's where you get the Brazil. all right, which is iron, which is a very hard substance. It says, for his hoof, right? It says claw split. So that means we're going to tread upon him, all right? And that's what it says. He gave us power to tread upon scorpions. And I'll end it with this. Luke 10, verse 19, and it's red letters, so it's our Messiah speaking. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. See? So all praises and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.